Cooper Flagg just made it official. The consensus #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft is declaring. And now every lottery team is watching the ping pong balls, hoping they just got a franchise changer. But for a while, no one was quite sure this moment would happen. There were real rumors and even public comments, suggesting that Cooper might actually return to Duke. Why would a guaranteed #1 pick even consider turning down the NBA? And more importantly, is Cooper Flagg actually as good as everyone says? Or are people buying into hype that doesn't really match the film? Let's break down why Cooper Flagg is the most misunderstood #1 pick in years, and how he could quietly become the best player in his class by a mile. At first glance, the idea of staying in college another year sounds ridiculous for a guy like Cooper, but it's not as crazy as it seems. He didn't just thrive at Duke, he loved it. He talked openly about how much he enjoyed being there. The environment, his teammates, the culture, it wasn't just about basketball. It was a real college experience for a kid who, let's not forget, is still just 18. And thanks to NIL deals, Flagg was already making serious money. We're talking millions, not pennies. With endorsement opportunities and brand partnerships flowing in, Flagg was essentially living like a pro in college. The gap between staying at Duke and going to the league wasn't as wide as it used to be. Plus, Cooper technically wasn't even supposed to be in college yet. He reclassified to enter early. Staying another year wouldn't have been running it back. It would have just been doing things on the normal timeline. So yeah, for a brief moment, the idea of him staying made sense. But it didn't last. Because the truth is, history hasn't been kind to guys who stayed too long. Take names like Jared Sullinger, Harrison Barnes, even someone like Marcus Smart. All were projected high lottery picks but chose to return and saw their draft stock fall. Injury risk, bad team situations, or just plateauing. All of it can ruin your draft value in a single season. And the 2026 draft class is loaded. Staying would have put Flagg up against AJ DeBonsa, Ian Jackson, Trey Johnson, guys with serious upside and big names. If you're a lock at #1 now, why roll the dice? Cooper knew that. He bet on himself, not the experience. And now he's positioned to cash in. But it raises the bigger question. Is he really that good? Or is this another overhyped high school prodigy? Cooper Flagg is one of the strangest top prospects in recent memory. Because the more tape you watch, the more confusing he gets. He doesn't dominate in a way we've come to expect from #1 pick. He's not a wrecking ball like Zion. He's not a highlight machine like Ja Morant. He's not an ISO wizard like Anthony Edwards. He doesn't even have the silky, effortless scoring feel of a young KD. On the surface, Flagg is subtle, understated, even a little awkward at times. You watch him for 5 minutes and think, okay, he's good, but that good? But when you really look closer, things start to click. Because Cooper Flagg doesn't need the ball to control the game. He plays with instincts that are usually reserved for veterans. He reads the floor like he's already 2 steps ahead. His defense, his positioning, his anticipation, they're elite. And at 18 years old, that's unheard of. He dominated college basketball as a teenager, not just held his own, dominated. He led Duke on a deep tournament run, won National Player of the Year, and looked like the most composed player on the court in nearly every game. And it wasn't just college. Go back to the Team USA scrimmages before the Olympics. Flagg went toe-to-toe with actual NBA stars. Coaches on that roster reportedly walked away stunned at how mature and skilled he already looked. Most prospects are all projection, raw tools, maybe some highlights, and a ton of, he could be great. With Flagg, you're not guessing, he's already doing it. But the craziest part might be how good he is on both ends. Most top picks are offense first. They might defend a little, but it's usually a secondary thing. Scouts get seduced by ISO scoring, deep shooting, or athletic dunks. Defense gets left behind. But Flagg, he's already an elite defender. Not just effort, not just flashes. We're talking rotations, contests, weak side blocks, switching on guards, diving for loose balls. He wants to guard, that's rare. And that competitiveness shows up on every play, whether he's diving on the floor or rotating to help. That's a coach's dream. That's the kind of mentality that turns top prospects into stars. But if there's one knock on Flagg, it's this. His offensive game isn't fully baked yet. Right now, Flagg isn't a guy you give the ball to and say, go get 30. He's not running the offense through high pick and rolls all game. He's not pulling up from 35 feet or creating space off the bounce every play. But that doesn't mean he's bad offensively. It means he's still growing. He can post up, he can hit floaters, he has touch around the rim, and he's improving as a shooter. He's also a smart passer, not flashy, but deliberate. He sees plays a step ahead, and that'll only get better with NBA reps. His jumper used to be a concern, but he's clearly worked on it. The form looks better, the release is quicker, And he's starting to hit shots that he wouldn't even take a year ago. That kind of progression is what makes scouts believe. He's getting better, fast, and he hasn't even hit his physical prime yet. So what kind of player is Cooper Flagg going to be in the league? Let's be real, he's probably never going to be Luka or LeBron. He's not a heliocentric star who dominates every possession. That's not his game. But here's the comp that actually fits. Jason Tatum. Both came out of Duke. Both are long, athletic, and versatile. Both can switch on defense, guard multiple positions, score in a variety of ways, and do it all without having to dominate the ball. Tatum isn't Luka. He isn't Harden. But he's still a superstar. A guy you build around, who can lead your team in scoring, defend the other team's best wing, and take over when it counts. Cooper Flagg could be that, or even better. And for some reason, that makes people doubt him. We live in a highlight-driven world. People want jaw-dropping dunks or insane crossovers. But Flagg's game is about impact, not Instagram. You can look at the box score and miss everything that matters. The extra rotation, the deflection that leads to a fast break, the backdoor pass that creates a wide-open three. Cooper Flagg does everything. He scores, he defends, he rebounds, he makes the right play over and over and over. He might not be flashy, but he's built to win. And in the end, that's what separates stars from stat chasers. So let's say your team wins the lottery. You're on the clock. Everyone's debating ceiling, fit, offense, scoring. You take Cooper Flagg, and what you get is a guy who'll start from day one, who'll guard the best player on the other team, who'll make your whole team better, who'll grow into a 20-plus point scorer, a two-way leader, and possibly a finals MVP. Not because he wowed people on TikTok, but because he plays winning basketball at the highest level. And if that's not what you want from the number one pick, what are we even doing? If you want the shorter version, Cooper Flagg isn't Zion. He isn't Luka. He isn't KD. But he might just be something better. The ultimate glue superstar. The guy who turns good teams into great ones, who fills every gap, makes every play, and shows up when it matters most. And that's why he's going number one. Even if people don't fully understand him, yet.